All right, we got a big one here, guys. So I just want to give a shout out to Jinglei He, who is over on X, good account, and he posted this. Breaking. Parliament just passed a conservative motion ordering Mark Carney to table a budget before the summer break. The Liberals are now forced to table a budget this spring or face a confidence vote. Checkmate, well done, Conservatives. And yes, of course, he posted the source. This is from Michael Barrett. I just wanted to shout out Jinglei He because this is good reporting. And let's have a look at what Michael Barrett has to say, and we'll talk about it after. But before we do get into that, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help grow the channel. So let's get into this, and then we'll talk about it after like usual.
So the first breaking news for you from me for this parliamentary session is that a Conservative motion requiring an accounting of Canada's finances, with Mark Carney having to produce a budget this spring. Now, Prime Minister Carney said he wasn't going to produce a budget at all this year, then said he would do it this fall. And then he tabled a bill with $500 billion in spending. Now, this is extraordinary. He said he was going to cap increases to government spending at 2%. This is an 8% increase. It also sees massive increases to consultants outside of government. I want you to think Arrive scam when we talk about consultants. So we need accountability. We need to see what's happening with this $500 billion. Is this more inflationary spending? And is that why the Carney Liberals don't want it scrutinized by parliamentary committees and by members of parliament from all parties? So this is a big win, and it's important. This is an important test for the new Prime Minister because he doesn't have a majority. So will he meet the deadline and get this budget in front of parliamentarians this spring? Well, stay tuned. We're just getting started.
Very interesting. So this spring, that means that they do not have a lot of time. Like, we're in the springtime now. Okay, a couple weeks from now, we're going to be in the summertime. So this is very, very, very interesting here. And what happens if they don't table the budget? Does that automatically trigger a vote of non-confidence? I wouldn't think it does. I don't think there's anything here about that. But that's interesting. Really curious to see what Northern Perspective is going to have to say about this, because I'm not exactly sure what happens. Right? If Parliament has passed a bill ordering Mark Carney to table a full spring budget and they don't do it, what happens? Is there a fine? Does it trigger a vote of non-confidence? Very, very interesting. And what's more interesting, maybe not more interesting, but just as interesting, is let's say they table a budget and it's terrible. I still think the NDP will likely vote for it because they're not ready to have an election, right? I don't think they're going to vote against anything the Liberals do right away. And the Bloc did say they were going to give them a year. So even if it does somehow trigger a vote of non-confidence, I don't think it's going to pass. But the fact that we would potentially have one within the first year of our Prime Minister taking office is not a good look. If the budget is terrible, that also does not have a good look. And now they got to scramble to put one together in just a couple weeks. We only have 2 weeks left for Parliament to be in session, and I don't know if that's the exact deadline or if there's an exact date, but summertime is just around the corner. And they're forced to table a budget this spring or apparently face a confidence vote. I didn't see that part at first, sorry. But then again, a confidence vote right away, in my opinion, isn't the greatest thing because, like I said, the NDP is not ready. The Bloc said they were going to give them time. That being said, if the budget is so bad, then what happens? Maybe the NDP and the Bloc just doesn't show up to vote on it. I'm not sure. Like, this is interesting news and really good news, and I think that the Carney Liberals are in big trouble here. They're going to have to come scrambling from making their summer vacations plans to now scrambling to table a budget. You know they have their summer vacation in mind. Well, now they got something serious that they better work on and table it, and it has to be good. If it's not good, the other parties expose it, Canadians start to turn on them, maybe somehow we do have a vote of non-confidence, and maybe it passes. I don't know. I just really don't see that happening. I have seen some people, say that, hey, I think we're going to go back to an election this fall or winter. I just really don't see it happening. I don't even know if that's enough time for anyone to really change their opinion on Mark Carney. But again, it has been a really bad start. But with the Trump tariffs and people still think Mark Carney's a hero, I just don't know if it would even be a good time to have an election. What if a vote of non-confidence passes and the Liberals do even better? I don't know, right? So it's risky. But then again, we'll have to see how the attitude towards Canadians or with Canadians kind of shifts over the summer. Does it stay the same? Does Mark Carney's popularity not drop? Or do we start seeing some polls that come out saying, hey, Mark Carney's plummeting? And then maybe the NDP finds a leader. And next thing you know, they get a bunch of fundraising. Now they're not so broke. I mean, a lot could change in just a few months. I just don't see it happening that fast. It's wishful thinking. I do think that even if it's a bad budget, it's still going to pass. But that being said, even if it's a bad budget that passes, a lot of people are going to turn on Mark Carney. And maybe we have an election even before the next 2 years. I don't know. It's really hard to say. It's really too early to predict. But that being said, I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. I've been right before. I'll be right again. So who knows? My prediction was within 2 years. But maybe I'm wrong, and maybe I'm wrong in a good way. But let me know what you guys think of this news. Please don't be shy. Please also don't forget again to like and subscribe, as it really does help grow the channel. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back shortly with a new video.